the thought for the month. So every month I'm going to do a thought from the Bible and from what I've been reading throughout the month, and just share it with you guys, and maybe set a challenge at the end or something like that. This January I've been working my way through Ecclesiastes. Now, I have not made it very far. So I did like a bit of background stuff on Ecclesiastes. I got my way through chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 and chapter 4. So I haven't made it any further than that. Reading the Bible's hard. I'm not going to pretend that it's not, and I'm not going to pretend like I do it all the time, because there's lots of times where I just don't understand it and don't get it. So yeah, it's hard, but you still should not do it just because it's hard. Maybe I'll make a video about that sometime. So the first few chapters are basically the author of the book, which is supposed to be possibly Solomon, but there's lots of debate about it anyway. And it's this person trying to make sense of the world, trying to find what the purpose of him being in the world is. And I just find that really interesting. And each different thing he tries to like find satisfaction in, or find that meaning in, just don't work. And this satisfaction that he longs for, he just can't find in anything. He claims that everything is vanity. So vanity basically means something that's worthless, or something that is fleeting, so it doesn't last very long. I mean, it kind of makes sense, because life can kind of feel that way sometimes. The person who wrote the book basically is saying, like, we all die, so what's the point? Like, we all eventually die, so why are we here? You know what I mean? And I get that. Like, I'm like, here, I understand where you're coming from. The first few chapters are basically this person trying all these different things to find satisfaction, and none of them work. And you know, that's relatable, because as humans, we're constantly striving, we're constantly looking for something to satisfy us, and most of the times, actually, everything doesn't really satisfy us for that long. Like, it might satisfy us for a while, but eventually it does fizzle out, and it does fade away, and we're constantly searching for satisfaction, and we nothing on this earth can satisfy what we want. Like, nothing on this earth can satisfy us in the way that we desperately desire to be satisfied. Nothing in itself can satisfy us. No pleasure, no relationship, no thing that we own or have has any enduring value in this life. Which kind of makes me think, well, if that's the case, then is that it? Is life just this constant search for something that we can never find? Surely there has to be something more. And what the author of Ecclesiastes makes really clear is that it's true. If all that we do in this life is live and then die and then that's it, then nothing does make sense. Nothing does have a point. Nothing does have any value. But as humans, we have something hardwired into us that tells us, well, actually, maybe there's something more. Maybe this life on earth isn't all that there is. I believe that something else is eternity. And that's why nothing on earth can satisfy us. As humans, we feel this discontentment with earth being all that there is. And I read something really interesting. We don't feel discontentment with not being able to fly like birds. And that's because we weren't created to fly like birds. We weren't made to fly like birds. However, we were created for eternity. We were created for eternity, and that's why we're discontent with the idea that this world isn't enough. And it's like, we know there's something more, but we just can't figure out what it is. In verse 11 of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it talks about how God has actually placed eternity in our hearts. And the reason why eternity is placed in our hearts is because we've been created in His image, and He is eternal. So it only makes sense that we have this desire for eternity in our hearts. He has made us, and He is eternal, and therefore our hearts are going to be discontent until we find that peace in Him. So all of this has got me thinking, how do I view life? Because so often in my life anyway, I can feel like what I'm striving for, what I want in this life on earth is the be all and end all, and the world will end if I don't achieve a certain thing, or if I don't do a certain thing by a certain age. But Ecclesiastes has really driven home that point, and that the importance of viewing life from an eternal perspective. It's really challenged me to live my life knowing that there's something more after this. And that doesn't mean that nothing on this earth means anything. It actually means the opposite. It means that everything on this earth means something. Nothing on earth is pointless, whether we want to believe that or not. Or I wanted to challenge you guys to start thinking about life from an eternal perspective and see if that changes or shakes up your perspective of life in general and of other things and situations that are going on in life. It changes how we view things. It changes what matters to us. Feel free to share any thoughts that you have about anything that I've said or anything else in the Bible, really, in the comment section below. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I look forward to planning and making another thoughts of the month video in February, so stay tuned for that.